Good morning, students. Let's come back to the class. Today, we are going to discuss about the different kind of problems in the system. That is called, like example, virus, intruders, malicious softwares, Trojan horse, whatever may be. These are all the generally daily we can see the in real time applications. In real time applications and real working environment, we are suffering with different kind of viruses. Okay, and people who are going to attacking on your system, people who are going to attacking on system. So generally they called hackers or attackers, also called intruders. Okay, so now as a part of your syllabus, today we start with 15 into this is a 15 into system security. So where this unit we will discuss the intruders, intrusion detection systems or types, different types of malicious softwares, virus structures, virus countermeasures, what is worm, worm types, mobile worm countermeasures, all malicious softwares, all those we can discuss in the 15 into. Okay. So now the first topic is intruders, intrusion detection, and password management. Password management. Uh, Maybe you know that intruder is a word is new, I think, for you. But actually, intruder nothing but attacker. Intruder nothing but attacker means unauthorized person, a non-legitimate person is going to access or capture or taking your data. Okay, or some unknown data identified when you are going to use some applications, some unknown results will come out, some unknown results or unknown data, false data, false different false things can be identified. Those are also called like a intrusion or a kind of anomalies, right, in the case of system security. So now in this we are going to discuss the intruders into detection system, that means intrusion detection and password management. Okay, is a part of system security. Generally, what are the types of attacks happen today? Generally, unauthorized logon to a machine, virus, worm, Trojan horse. Okay, Trojan horse. All are the malicious softwares. But first one is a person. Unauthorized logon to a machine means a person. Unauthorized means is going to steal your personal data like passwords. So whenever you are not available or somewhere else, suppose if you are in the network, people may log on to your machine, maybe at a remote site or at your system. Suppose you are not available on the time, is it? But if you know that the credentials of you, suppose your credentials are known to that person, you can log on to your machine, your machine, is it? Virus worms like all the see that depending on the nature, it is a program. Actually virus is actually a program. Virus is a program. Okay, it's going to spread over the system, spread over the system, that is harmful to the system. Maybe it is going to steal your data or strucking the system, corrupting the files, corrupting the data, whatever may be. Okay, these malicious softwares generally depend are classified different ways. Actually, malicious softwares maybe need some host program, without host program also. Host program means that malicious code will be carried out by some host program. Some malicious softwares are does not need a host program. Means there is no carrier. No program is used to carrying that one. Itself is going to spread. Example, worm is going to itself is spread. Virus need some carrying. Virus is example of need some host program to carry the virus. Suppose example, if you take the pen drive, virus, suppose if it pen drive contain the virus, it is going to, when you are going to insert into your system, insert into your system, it is going to spread on into your system because your pen drive is inserted. So it means a carrier, someone carry that one. Is it? Generally, it's happened through even like some worms, like example, happen through the network or diskettes. So many sources are there, right? So now we are going to discuss the intruders. Intruders means a hacker, a person. Okay, it is also generally referred to as a hacker or a cracker. Hacker or a cracker. Is it? He may be a person. He is going to do some damage, having some a mind like a criminal mind to exploit the computer system. Okay, to exploit the computer system means or damage the computer system. First of all, intruder is a unauthorized person. He is going to damage your system. Okay, because he has a criminal mind, right? Then going to damage your system and assets, and also trying to capture the personal information. Okay, fine, personal information that for maybe for getting financial gains. Like example, the person is going to steal like your credit, obtaining credit card numbers, or a whatever the illegal money transfers. He is going to performing the illegal money transfers using your credentials. Is it clear? Is a non-legitimate and or legitimate sometimes. Even though person is legitimate, he is going to do the malicious actions, unauthorized actions also sometimes. He is also called intruders. Intruder. So anyone who have a criminal mind who seeks to exploit computer assets for financial gain, okay, is called intruders, right? So anyone, you also suppose you have a criminal mind to damage your friend system, nothing but you are an intruder. Remember that. So because people today, majority people are not following the ethics. Okay, there is no ethics in the humankind today because many people having criminal mind, right? Intruders, all many in the computer science people are going to damaging others. He may get such satisfaction, or he may expecting something like financial. He demand some money by stealing the information. He is also doing some illegal money transfer. Today, if you observe in the newspaper, so many people, are losing the lot of money from their accounts because they simply open the some uh, web links, okay, malicious web links, so they lost the total amount from their banks accounts. There are three classes of intruders. Remember, there are three classes of intruders. There are three classes of intruders: masquerader, misfeasor, clandestine users. Clandestine users. These are the three classes of intruders. Remember that. Intruders are three types: masquerader, misfeasor, clandestine user. What is a masquerader? A masquerader is nothing but an individual who is not authorized to use the computer, who penetrates a system access control to exploit legitimate user accounts. Generally, uh, masquerade is an outside person. Masquerader is actually an outside person and who is not authorized, means unauthorized person actually. Unauthorized person, but he is going to use the computer. That means he can access your systems and controls, system access controls. He's trying to exploit the legitimate user accounts. Legitimate means illegally is a correct one. Is it a correct person? Masquerade, okay, like a masquerade. What is the meaning of masquerade? అంటే ముసుగు దొంగ అంటాం తెలుగులో. ముసుగు దొంగ అంటే మీన్స్ ఒక లైక్ థీఫ్. Okay, he is an intruder, but outside person. He may capture, he may disturb the uh, legitimate user accounts and accessing the information. Is it clear? Second one, misfeasor. A misfeasor, he is a legitimate user. Remember that legitimate users, okay, but who access the data, programs, resources for which such access is not authorized. Example, suppose example, I am an employee. I am not a principal, but I am an employee. I can suppose I am going to sign. I am going to forging the principal signature. Both were employees. Example, both were employees in the working in the same office. I am also legitimate user, but thing is, I am going to forging the principal signature. Example, this is called misfeature. He is legitimate users. He is a correct one, but actually he is going to access the data, programs, resources. Okay, but he has not authorized person to access that data because it is the data is belongs to some others. Even though you are legitimate, but you are not eligible to access. Remember this. So legitimate, generally these misfeasors attacks are possible in the internal to the office. Internal to the office. Okay, internal to the office, within the organization, someone because there is some clashes between the two person. Both are legitimate users. One person is going to access the other person data. That is example of misfeature. Generally, masquerade is the outsider, outside of the organization, but is attacking on the anyway. Misfeature internal to the organization, internal to the some person. Like example, let me give the example: a thief in the family, a thief in the family. Okay, he is a family member, but he is going to thefting the resources in your family, belongs to your family. The example of misfeature. Is it clear? Because what is the problem here? He is going to misuse the privileges, the person, because he is a legitimate. But once you are a legitimate users, don't to misusing the privileges. Is it clear? But sometimes this is a very dangerous attack inside the organization. These people are very dangerous. Clandestine users. Clandestine users means actually some intruder, he may outsider or insider of the organization. But problem of this one is going to taking the control of the system. Okay, like example, an individual who seizes the supervisory control of the system and uses this control to evade auditing and access control to suppress audit collection. Okay, is seizes. Okay, but example, you are the administrator, your privileges, your credentials are total, your whatever you have a authority that can seized by the clandestine users. So this is a some extended version of attack. Okay, this is also very dangerous because he is going to seize the a supervisory control. Okay, so there is a lot of problem when the supervisory is going to capture. And also the access, like example, the audit data, audit collection is going to damage, like a suppressing or changes done by the clandestine users. clandestine users. Okay, these are all the three types of intruders. What are those? Masquerader, misfeasor, clandestine users. Masquerader is a generally internal to the as an outsider of our nation or any person outside. Misfeasor is a intruder, is a generally insider. Masquerader is a non-legitimate user, but in misfeasor is a legitimate user, but unauthorized. Masquerader is a non-legitimate and unauthorized. Clandestine may be a anyone, any whether masquerader or misfit, but he is going to seize the control. Okay, he's taking the control, stealing the control of the other person. Administrative powers, like examples, misusing the different levels. Okay, these are all the types of intruders. Now coming to the intrusion techniques. What are the intrusion techniques? So okay, how to control the intrusions? Okay, now let discuss the what is the main. The objective of the intruder is gain access to a system or increase the range of privileges. Sometimes updation changes. Okay, you have a right. Example, you have a you have not the right to signing. Okay, you are not any authorized person to sign, but that intruder may be going to change your permission privileges. Once accessing the system means he can do anything. He can do anything. He can changes anything. That is a very it is a problem to the all, and is going to capture the information. What are the information regarding the organization, regarding personal, whatever may be, he is going to capture. He is going to take the control totally, and he may misuse for later sometimes. He may destroy, he may misuse, he may access. That means intruder may access or destroy whatever may be happen in that one. And generally, the information is in the form of users and passwords, user passwords. What is the main attacks today happen on your personal systems are personal user credential like passwords. User password. Once you know the user password, you can do anything. The attacker can do anything, okay, by knowing the password. Anything, whether maybe it is a system password or mail password or like a social networking password or anything. Is it clear? So today attacking is very easy, capturing the information and blocking the personal information also. There is a some file of passwords there in your system. Generally, authorized users are maintaining the a file of password. Suppose if there is no protection to the file, definitely there is a problem to the system. So that you should protect your file also. Okay. Generally, how to protect the password? There is a one-way encryption. The password of the user can be protected by one-way encryption or access control. Access control. One-way encryption. Generally, when you are going to enter the system password, it is going to encrypted form. It is going to encrypted form that's stored in your system. The system stores the only encrypted form of the user password. When user enters the password, the system encrypt the password and compare with the stored value. Initially, when you once you assign the password to your system, when you are going to log in to the system next time, once you enter, that is going to compare with the what is the password set to your system. Okay, actually this password whatever you entered that will assigned, that will be appended with some salt also. Okay, some additional characters are introduced, attached or appended by the operating system actually. Okay, so that is one-way encryption. And why it is called one-way encryption? Because here hashing is used to protecting the password. That's why it's called one-way encryption. Is it clear? Because from the hash we cannot calculate the password. And access control. Access control means here the password file is can be given to some people. That means access. Okay, limited numbers only access can that one. Like example, uh, the organization. In the organization, the password. Suppose there is a important passwords are there that is given to one or two people only. Okay, to access the users. So that is called access control. Sometimes also there is a example. There is a file. Now it is called actually here it is we are discussing about password. Generally, if we take the access control on the file, we have a, like a read, write, execute permissions are there. Some people may have all permission. Some people may have only read permission. Some people may have only, read and write permissions, like etc. Generally, how to design the password, how to learning the passwords. Some of the techniques are there. Example, uh, general general people are going to try default passwords. Many administrators do not bother to change these defaults. Exhaustively try all short passwords. Try words in the system online dictionary. True users' phone numbers, social security numbers, collect information about users such as their full names, names of family member. Okay, some use a Trojan horse to bypass restriction on access. This is related on that. The people are going to access your system by trying different methods, different various techniques to attack on the system. Password can be well, example is nothing but a brute force attack. Nothing but a brute force attack. Like example, all provisions, all types of passwords, whatever it is in this 1 to 6 there, all types of passwords, always they are going to enter. Okay. Now, how you are going to protect the password? The generally to defend the intruders, the password system. User has to provide not only a name of identifier but also a password that will be protected. Is given in the example. Example like Unix passwords are there. You can see that in the example. The This is an example of password storing. Okay. Now discuss the ID provides that means identification of user security in different ways like determine the whether authorized user, okay, to gain the access to system, and id determine the privileges. Id is used in the discretionary access control. Okay, so now vulnerability of the password. Suppose we can verify that what is the vulnerability of the password, how, because how the password is stored. Let's see this one. Suppose when we are going to, this is what loading a new password. Loading a new password. See this. First, you enter your password. Okay. This is actually 8 characters actually. Okay, because ASCII based ASCII 7-bit ASCII this one, so that it is 8 character password entered, and salt 12-bit salt is added. That means appended to your password. Now crypt3 is a hashing function. Hashing function. It is going where it is going to encrypting your password that form a 11 characters. Here it is a 8, and from this salt we'll get 3 characters. Okay, that is designed done in the crypto, and 11 characters stored in the password file. 11 characters stored in the password file, along with first user ID. What is the user ID is there? Salt. This salt will be stored here, and encrypted password. Encrypted password. 3 fields there in the password file. Suppose next time when you are going to enter, when you are going to enter, this figure is not visible. When you are going to enter the new password, that means verifying a password. Then enter the user ID. That means your whatever your ID. That ID uh, will verify here and take the salt and id both will take. Okay, both will take salt and id. Okay, then already encrypted pass encrypted password is there. Encrypted password is there, right? Now, when you are going to enter the second time password plus this salt again performing the same hashing, that means encryption. After that, if it is both are same, already stored password, encrypted password. Second time after enter the second whatever the password you are going to log in. That means verification of login. Next time, okay. First one is just password setting. Second time verification. Verification password with along with salt will be encrypted again. Compare with the whatever the password set, that is encrypted password. Both are compared. Then if it is equal, then your password authentication is success. Nothing but you are the legitimate and authorized users to access. Okay, so that there are different ways we can use. That means here we can use a 7-bit ASCII. That all already I told you that, and DS algorithm is used here initially, but later it is changed in the Unix system. Initially, it is the DS algorithm was used. Okay. So next, the salt value is related to the time actually. Okay. Depending on that one, it can insert. And there is a DS algorithm, 64-bit algorithm. So there is we use the 25 encryptions. DS is used to store the password. That means ciphertext plus password is stored, and together with the plain text copy. This we see in the diagram. Already you can see the diagram. Now here, what is the main salt? Actually, salt is used to preventing the duplicate passwords, preventing the duplicate passwords from being visible in the password file. And generally, it is increase the length of password without requiring the user to remember two additional characters. Okay, and also there is a need of hardware implementation, right? Then how to select the password selection stages are there. Better you follow this one: user education, computer generated password, reactive password checking. There are four basic techniques there in the password selection strategies. User education, generally you know that one, that we can set our password because of the use our credential different combinations. And there is also a random method of generating the password in the computers. And reactive password checking, that is periodically there is a password will be changed, okay, that means a different password over the time. And also proactive password checking, user is allowed to select his or her own password. At time selection, the system checks see that the password is allowable. If not, reject it. That is proactive password checking. Okay, this is a password verification actually. A password selection strategies. Let's see the what are the malicious programs in the system. What is the taxonomy of malicious programs? So look into the figure and kindly note down this figure. Taxonomy means classification. Classification of malicious programs means uh, malwares. Malicious programs also called malwares. That means malicious softwares or malicious programs. Now look into the figure. Malicious softwares, malicious programs are classified according to the host program. Means here the what are the malicious program to spread over the system with the help of host program and without help of host. This is called independent. Okay, see that one. Suppose this you want to spread the malicious program over the different places, we need some host program, means carrier. Someone will carry that one. Okay, without carrying, these malicious programs are not spread over the system. Example: trapdoors, logic bombs, Trojan horses, viruses. Virus is very dangerous, and because these all the actually these three are belongs to host program, needs need host program to spread, but actually not replicating. This is not going to replicating. Okay, but this virus is very dangerous and is going to replicating all the files when you are going to use that virus. Okay, that means use the carrier is going to store in your system and disturbing the systems and replicating number of times on your system without any user intentions intervention. See that independent. These programs are spread over the system. Independent means generally independent means not a carrier like, but actually through network. Bacteria, worms. Bacteria is nothing but program. Worms, worms present virus and worms are very popular attacking on the systems. Virus generally need a carrier program, but worms need not carrier program. Itself is spread over the by network or something like. But thing is here, this virus and worms bacteria is going to replicate. Replicate means creating multiple times, generate multiple times automatically and spread over the system. So now it is totally disturbing the working style of the system. Maybe slow down the system, corrupting the memories. Like a performance is reduced, capturing your personal information. By stealing your personal information like credentials or stored in your system can send to the attackers or controlling, taking the control of your system. Example. So that trapdoor is nothing but a secret entry point into a program that allows the someone that is aware of the trapdoor to access without going the usual security procedures. It's nothing but a design the program. There is a secret entry prepared secret entry that this is the only example of this and traditional attack malicious software. Okay, trapdoor becomes threat when they are used by the unscrupulous programmers to gain unauthorized access. Suppose is but someone is going to design the trapdoors. When we click on that, when you use that one, it is going to uh, updation. That means affecting on the systems. And but of course, it is very difficult to implement the OS controls for trapdoors. But of course, these are not used still. Logic Bang is a code is actually someone small code they can written and embed inside the actual program, that is a legitimate program. When we are going to use some conditions, something you can met, it is going to explode. Means uh, like a bomb, just like a bomb. Assume that when you press the button, it is going to explode. Like example, here also when the some condition met, it is going to starts the working. Trojan horse is a program. It is a malicious program, generally hidden inside the program, and it is going to harmful to the total system when it is going to invoke or some press or some using that code. It is going to affect on your system. Okay, different problems in the Trojan horse is nothing. Trojan horse nothing but a simple uh, hidden program, hidden code. Then virus is the program that can infect the other programs by modifying them. that maybe create the simple copy of the program, copy of the file, or infecting the file, or make hiding the files, or different so many problems they're using these attacks. So virus. Suppose so we have to design some uh, antivirus systems, antivirus softwares to remove these viruses. Okay, so everything, whatever maybe it is going to replication and corrupting the system, it is very difficult to work. So that viruses, better you try to remove the virus on your system. And worms is nothing but a programs, but need not require the host program. It independently means they generally used in the like networks. Is a network worm programs use the network connections to spread from system to system. Okay, through networks it is going to affecting. Well, the worm is going to replicate itself actually. Worm is going to replicate the itself. What are the problems like when today we are going to use the through emails or remote connections, or we have internet connection, you are going to accessing the or taking the some data or information about some whatever maybe you are going to searching in the internet, you're looking for something, unknown websites are there, unknown links are there, is going to injecting the malicious program. The links are itself containing the malicious program. When you click on that one, it is going to enter your system through network. So this is all very problem. And bacteria are program that do not explicitly damage any files, but purpose is replicated. But that is also problem because something is going to consuming the memories, disks, and reducing the performance of the system. Once it is not going to damage, but it is going to replication means it is a very problem because of the memory problems, processor problems, all these things. Okay, right. So the next class we'll discuss about the remaining. Okay, so this is about the intruder and password, types of intruders and password. What is the password? How to store the password in the system. Okay, thank you.